Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay, cool. So, hi, you guys. This is obviously not the normal location. Your girl is on a highway in the middle of nowhere. It's fine. So yeah, I just choked on gum. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try not to talk as much as possible because I know y'all just love my voice so much. But I'm just gonna give the floor to Mariah. She's going. This is not a traditional Zoom. If this is your first one, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so Mariah's gonna be doing her Zoom tonight. Danny is recording it. All the girls are coming in clutch right now, so we are just gonna make this. We're gonna figure it out. So Mariah's gonna kind of like gonna share her story first, and then just like go into the question, like bounce off herself, I guess. So if I have any questions, I'm gonna unmute myself and just flat out interrupt you, but it's gonna be fine. So Mariah, you are unmuted, so you're good. But yeah, just take the floor away, and you got it, girl.
Okay. Well, hello guys. So I am on my fifth month, going into my fifth month in this business, and I'm charted for Ruby. I'm pushing for Emerald because I'm going strong. Yeah. Promotions heavy this month. But so I'm charted for Ruby, so I'm not exactly there yet, but I'm extremely close. But I'm a freshman in college, so I started at the very end of my senior year. And yeah, Danny just DM'd me one day and I quit my job and like a week before because I just was sick and tired. Like I did not want to spend my last summer home, not like just clocking in 8-hour shifts and hating my job. So I just like took a leap of faith and went for it, and it was the best decision I think I've made in a long time. So
I
that's
have a
how,
question for you.
yes.
How long did it take for you to join after Danny messaged you? Like, was it like an instant, or did she have to like follow up a little bit?
I feel like I would have to check, but if I'm wrong, Danny, correct me. But I think it was like I looked at it and I left you on red for a minute because I asked my friend, I was in Texas, and then I was like, "Do you think so?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, "No, Haley, I really think that like this is a sign. Like I just quit my job. I feel like this is a sign." And I'm that type of person, so like I don't know, I was just like, "Actually, yeah, I do want to." So it wasn't like a
I'm
lot of follow-ups.
about the products first, I think. And
I
then
think okay, yeah.
I must have maybe like a host posting or I don't know. And I'd have to check too, but like eventually you wanted to be a distributor and you joined. But
Yeah, it was
I know it was about the products first. So
um
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
yeah,
I just have to ask that real quick because I know some people like obviously they're on the spot. Some it feels like you messaged them for 4.5 years and they finally joined. So I didn't know, so I honestly was just kind of curious.
no, you're good. Yeah, it was pretty quick. I knew I was broke for the products, and like I said, I quit my job, and so yeah, I loved it. And I'm also am I'm majoring in marketing communications and then minoring in Spanish, like a side note. But so I figured like I knew that is something I really wanted to do going into college, and like just seeing the whole title description that Danny sent me was perfect. I was like, this is real life experience, like exactly what I want to do, already getting a head start and being like with positive, like girls my age. Well, mostly my age, you guys get what I mean. But yeah, um, so basically, one of the main, like the first topics I want to talk about is transitioning from summer to this school year because with summer I had so much time on my hands that I took for granted, I guess, but I was also new in the business, so I didn't realize how much work I could have. No. um, I didn't realize how much time or like I could have been using, but I guess I was just still very new, but I just didn't realize how valuable the time was until I got um, into the school year and I really had to start setting a schedule for myself and just making my time more valuable and like using the pockets of the time I had. And I'm like crazy, but it helps me a ton. I make a list before I go to bed of like the things I want to get done for the next day and like just keeping my sanity way more calmer because at first I was overwhelmed when I first got here and I was like, oh my gosh, I had all this time during the summer. I could just comment, like interact with people, follow when I wanted to, like no power hours, no intentional work time. And so I got here and I realized that posting in between classes and following and doing the little tasks in between my time, and like doing an hour before I'm doing homework or taking a break from homework to like relieve my mind and going on social media, but doing it intentionally, not just scrolling, but like getting work done while being able to go on social media as my homework break. And I'm like making money from that. So I obviously wasn't complaining, but and then I realized that I wanted to get more work done because there wasn't just like as many results as I wanted, or I wasn't doing as much work as I did during the summer, I guess. So I did start doing the waking up earlier and doing like power hours. I know Cheyenne and Danny gets up too with me, but those help a ton. Those help a ton, and like just even the idea of getting up earlier, investing like more time in yourself if you're really serious about what you want to get done, and if you know you're only going to be able to follow 20 people in between something like during your day, then wake up or stay up later instead of watching Netflix, or instead of sleeping in, and taking actual time for myself because it's also for my business. So I just like really stopped looking on the surface level and went deeper than that, and wanted to take like chunks of my time and get tasks done. So that helps.
Can I hop in real quick, Mariah?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to say for anyone that is newer or has no idea what we're talking about, we get on this code at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, right? Yeah, it's 6. And then if you're on East Coast, it is 7 a.m. And we literally don't talk because it's so early. We just literally sit there, and it's just like the company of like getting our work done.
Yeah.
Listen to like sermons and just kind of like get our head right for the day. And like I just love doing it because I mean, one, like I don't know, it's honestly good. Like for like my morning session, I guess I do my journaling, and then I get like a little bit of work done, as in like I send out the birthday messages, I do my follow-ups, those kind of things. And like getting that done in the like literally before the sun is up, you guys, it changed my business. And I've seriously been enrolling so much more at the beginning of the month than I ever have. Like I've already hit my goal for distributors and customers yesterday, and then that was not even halfway through the month. So I really give that all to waking up early. So yeah, like I said, we are on this code at like 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. You don't have to come looking pretty. We all come looking like hot messes, just done doing our celery. It's fine. But yeah, so if you yeah, I just kind of lost my train of thought. But yeah, hop on then if you want. Like we'd love to have you guys on here. But yeah, I just want to throw that in there too. Sorry.
Oh, also, Emily said know your schedule. That helped a ton. Like that's with like the list that I made, because I put in between, like for instance, it says power hour, and then I have my Asian religions class, and then I have eat, and then power hour, and then I have my freshman class, and like just with my classes, but not just like my schedule of my classes, but like the gaps of my time of what I could be doing with that time. And it just showed me that I could make it, like came down to the whole idea of excuses, and I could be doing other things for school, but all in all, like I'm not, the pockets of time that I do have in between classes, I'm not always using it for school, and I am just making, like you'd just be making excuses to get things done. And what else? Oh, I want to talk about like with that sorry, I had it written down and I wanted to say, oh, because in like the big grand scheme of things, I am still really new, like looking at it in a big picture way, but I still have experience. Like I am super close to Ruby, but it just really showed me like no matter where you're at in the business, if you're just starting or if you are further down the road, that every time, like if I complain about doing like a task or things aren't going my way, those are just like excuses not to get other stuff done. And I've seen so many other, like our leaders above us, be successful in this and know how possible it is. And so obviously it's real, but it's not magic. Like it takes work, and it's one of the best blessings, but blessings aren't just going like they're not easy. Like you have to be able to learn how to grow from your blessings and not just like sit there and accept them and then do nothing with it. Like you can't make an excuse with like in between your pockets of time during your schedule or anything like really and expect like results. You have to actually use this blessing wisely. And during my schedule, I guess that's what I've really been trying to make time, because I make time for the gym. I make time to watch shows that come out, like new shows I want to. So if I can make time for that, I can make time for this business because it's making me money and I'm growing my mind and I'm growing my friendships. So it's way more worth it than, I mean, going to the gym's worth it, but watching Netflix, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that wraps up that one. The next one, pushing for Ruby, and how I do it. So as I started, my mom was I guess I was grateful because my mom was like one of those people, like, you spend $99 on a bunch of other things, Mariah, so why not just try it? I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. And I came from like my mom, it was just me and my mom, and she was a single parent. And so she always like really budgeted her money and was stressed out and frugal. And I just looked at this and I always like have been a big dreamer and super futuristic, but I just really like took the opportunity and tried to run with it as much as I can. And I know like going in now 5 months and I'm not exactly Ruby yet, and like people have reached it faster. I just have really been telling myself, and I know that good things take time, and I'm still going to keep pushing for Ruby because I am super close. But even if I wasn't like that close yet, the fact that like if I would have gotten this my second month in this business, like God placed this opportunity for me, but I wasn't ready. Like if someone just handed me $500 my second month in this business, I wouldn't even fully appreciate it, or like my rank or how I even got there. So just trusting the process and not rushing it, because every step has its reason and its purpose. So I guess just getting all my daily tasks done as much as I can, even if I'm not seeing immediate results, because of the trust the process mindset. Because obviously I haven't earned it yet. And like, yeah, I think I'm ready, and I say I'm ready, and I'm ready. Like, I'm so excited to go Ruby and Emerald and above and beyond, but I have to make my way there and just prepare for it and find my personal development and find myself and find the right people in this business. Because if I went Ruby my second month, what if those weren't the people that I was like supposed to first start with my business with? Like, you have the right people for the right time for a reason. So I just really think that I wouldn't even have appreciated it then. So now it just makes me want to like keep growing as a person to keep pushing for Ruby.
I am gonna like jump in real quick. That was probably the best thing I've ever heard. Like, I don't like, I've heard that before, but like, honest to God, that just like spoke to me, and I was like, that I don't know, like wow, like, because I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, I'm working so hard for Presidential Diamond, but like I don't know, just like hearing you say that was like, it's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. And like, oh my God, I could probably cry. Like, I don't know, that was just literally so good, because it's like I think about it and I'm like why did I go triple, and like why did it happen like whenever it did, and like just different things like that. And I'm like, why am I not pressed yet? Like, I feel like I deserve this. I feel like my team obviously deserves this more than I do, and I'm just like, why isn't it happening yet? And it's because it's not ready to happen. And like, it's just trusting that process, you guys. Like, she literally, like, oh, my voice is cracked. We're not going to worry about that. Like, you just explained that in the most perfect way. And, like, I don't know if you saw, I literally was like, my jaw was dropped the whole time. Because I was like, wow. Like, that seriously just spoke volumes to me. So, I don't know about any of y'all. But, literally, yes, our dream teams are coming, you guys. And, like, honestly, I feel like my dream team's already here. Like, I would work with you guys any day of the week. So, I'm just so thankful for you guys. But, I mean, I could go on a whole tangent. But, Mariah, that was literally just so good. So, sorry. I'm going to myself, but that was seriously just so good.
Thank you. And, like, with like trusting the process and having patience, and patience is a virtue, and it's so hard, but it's possible. Like all things are possible if you have the confidence and belief in yourself that it will happen and you're manifesting it. It's just like having to be patient, because I mean, I like one of my biggest goals is to pay off my student debt, and like that was one of the reasons why like Ruby's great and like I'm pushing for Ruby. But when I joined this business, like I knew I was going to school, that I just took out loans until I become an in-state resident, maybe my second or third year. I have $100,000 of student debt in my name, and like that's hard to swallow. Okay, that is so hard to swallow. And some people, yeah. And I was told not to go to school here, and like I don't know. I got offered more scholarships for somewhere else, but like some things just money can't compare to. But it also gives me another reason to keep working hard for this business. And so like on my dream board when I started, many people talked about like having a dream board and having your goals in front of you, but then I actually made one, and one of my biggest things on there is student debt free, and just knowing that it's possible each step of the way. I don't know, just shows me that like this business was placed in my life for a reason, because any other job, I mean, I worked at Plato's Closet, and I know I wouldn't work at Plato's Closet the rest of my life, but I'm just saying like a normal corporate job, I worked there for almost a year. I didn't ever get my 25-cent raise after my 90 days. I made $500 a month, maybe, with my paychecks. And it all like always just went out the door. And so just to see that Ruby's just the very beginning of how much we can grow shows me like I can pay off my student debt. I can travel. I can do so many things that I want to. So it just like keeps pushing me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's off topic, but it just shows me that like reasons why to keep pushing, and Ruby's just the beginning, and you'll get there, and I'm so close to there. But yeah. So, where's the next one? I feel like I needed to like make my notes this big because I can't read. Oh,
Awesome.
I have a lot of notes onto this topic. Huh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah,
you're good. If you guys have any questions for Mariah, just throw them in the chat and like we'll get back to them. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there as well.
I realized it was like all together. I guess I just have a lot of notes on how to push for Ruby. Besides like trusting the process, each time you reach out to someone, and I heard this on Pam Sauter's podcast today, and I loved it. And she was like, you have to, no matter what rank you're at, every time you reach out to somebody, you're planting a seed, but they don't know that. Like you're springing on a question to them on a random day that they were not expecting that whatsoever. And so how can you expect them to just automatically say yes? Like just because they didn't say yes and they said no, one, every no is closer to a yes, and every no is just a maybe, because now they've heard about your products and now it's on their mind and they have it as an option. So no matter like if you're pushing for Ruby or if you're pushing for triple, especially like I feel like a lot of my girls I talk to, and they're like, well, they said no. Well, that like I get told no all the time, but I'm proud of myself to say I have such a strong mindset and know that like, okay, well, I'm just going to ask another person. And now I know that you now know about my products, and maybe one day you'll be interested, because some people it's not for their budget. Some people, they get busy and they just swipe up and they never see it. Some people, it's just not the right time, but 2 months from now, they really want to lose weight because it's the new year, but now they're like, they didn't need you before, but now since you planted the seed before, they know when to come to you. But it's up to us to keep cultivating and growing that relationship, whether if you're talking about the product or not, by interacting and posting on your stories so they constantly see it. And so just building and cultivating and like allowing that time to grow, because good things take time. a plant like having results, it takes time. You can't just expect it immediately just because like I said before, you just threw a question on them and expecting a yes. Like, I don't know. That really just hit me. Yeah, and I keep pushing because I can't imagine myself going back to a job in between my college schedule, or even going back to a job like Plato's Closet or after college. I want to be able to take the path at ease, whatever job God has planned for me, but be able to continue it works and not struggle for money. So just have a goal and a reason why to keep pushing. But anyways, next topic. What I feel like this next month, what these next months are going to bring. Honestly, because I haven't experienced this season of fall yet. Like I guess I want to call it the rush season, because that's what it's been like for me so far. And like what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing, and it only makes me so excited, and more butterflies because more promotions and helping more people and like the holiday season. So I think it's just something that it's going to help me become more proud and more confident in myself and with the business. And I feel like everyone else should be proud of themselves too, going into this holiday season, to know that you have this business to make more income, to share and help other people, like as a gift, and use this as a gift, like your holiday gift, if you want to put it that way. And oh,
do you mind if I jump in real quick?
Go for it, because I'm looking at my notes.
No, you're good. So, something I wanted to like touch on what she had just talked about is like just like keep pushing. So, just from my personal experience, you guys, like I'm not a dreamer, and I'll be honest, like I'm learning, but like dreaming is hard because it's just like I'm green, and if you are green, you will probably feel me on this, because it's like green people are. Sorry, I actually thought that truck was about to run into me. It's fine. But like green people, like I don't know, we just like can't see past certain things. So for me, it was so hard like dreaming about what this business was gonna give me, because it's like I don't know, it's gonna give me whatever it's gonna give me. And that's just kind of how I looked at it. And something that Shay pointed out, like to kind of like revert my thinking, I guess. My thinking was like, what do you not want? And like I can give you guys my Lanta 1,000 reasons of things I do not want. I do not want to struggle, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I just don't want to freaking struggle, you guys. And it's like, if you don't really know what you want, because like that was me. Like that was me like for 2 months ago, you guys. I was like, I don't know what I want. I just like want to be rich. I want my girls to be rich. I want my cat to have everything he wants. Here we go. And I don't want to travel. There you go. And it was like, but that wasn't pushing me hard enough. And like something that Shay had to say, and she was like, what do you not want? And she goes, if you can't think of like 100 reasons, like why, think of 100 reasons why, like why not? And I was like, oh my gosh, like I can think of so many more things that I don't want than I do want, honestly. And so like that was just like my biggest thing. And like she was speaking that, and I was like, yes, because like I don't want you to think it's like I was just want to pay my bills. That's great, pay your freaking bills, and like we are going to get them bills paid. But if that's not like enough to push you, just think about what you don't want. And that is literally like the biggest game changer for me, was just kind of like reframing it, I guess, to what I didn't want. And like I don't want to struggle. I don't want to like get evicted from my apartment. I don't want to like lose my precious Helga car here, like things like that. It's like I started thinking of like things that I didn't want, and that's like another way you can look at it if you feel. Because honestly, you guys, my why wasn't strong enough until like last week. So that's honest to God truth. At the end of this month, it'll be 2 years in my business, and my why did not push me until like 6 days ago. So it's just another way. I had to throw that in there, but yeah.
Well, it's better now than never, so it's still great. But Danny commented that it's whatever season you make it, and that's so true. We talked about that at another Zoom before, and like often, but it's just like the truth. Like there's no slow season if you don't make it a slow season. You can make it a fast-paced season if you actually work it as a fast-paced season. But as this fall season is coming, and like this bigger rush of people being more interested and needing more money and looking for gifts and stuff. This is a time for you to be more proud of your business and confident in it and what you do. And even if I'm not making, I haven't made a $2,000 paycheck yet, but at least I've made like multiple now $200 bonuses, and I just made $80 from my commissions, and I've seen it grow up every week or every month. And like, that's not as much as obviously that we're able to make, but I am just starting. But the fact that I'm even making money off of my phone as a college student, I have to be grateful. I have to be thankful. I'm working this into my schedule. I just was able to buy a plane ticket with money that I haven't had to clock in anywhere. Like, I am so excited and thankful. So even though I'm not making $2,000 a month right now, I'm still using what I have gotten to be still grateful and confident as I'm promoting this business so much more, or I should be always, but like during this time of intensity, I guess, like good intensity, but like a lot more going on and more attraction.
So something else I have to ask you is, what did you buy a plane ticket for?
Conference.
I'm seriously so excited, you guys. I could cry. But
I could cry.
I don't know if like this was your next thing, but I want you, like, a question that I just kind of thought of was why is getting to conference so important when, like, at this moment in your business you're not Ruby, but you're going Ruby? You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, why do you, like, what's your vision for that? I guess, if that makes sense. I hope that was like the way to phrase that.
It made sense. And it was the next question, but I heard from multiple different people, like from our leaders, from Mark, that you are 4 times more likely to promote after conference. So that was already like, yep, I gotta be there. I need to make this happen somehow. And I already knew, like, Zooms, I feel, bring such a family atmosphere, whether if it's just like us, like right now, 13 people, or if there's 500 people, to see the faces and to see us smiling and talking brings such a family atmosphere, and tips and advice and motivation and personal growth. I can't imagine what conference is going to bring, because now this is like, I get to hug Cheyenne. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people, like, we see all the time on the internet, like, that are a part of our team, but to know, like, that this is like real life, and we know it's real life, but to have the actual physical thing, like, there is going to impact the way I feel about this company and like my business so much. So I just really, really, really wanted to be there, and I knew how to, like, make it happen somehow. And I doubted myself. Like, there's times where I was like, I don't think I can go. And then I'm like, no, Mariah, you need to go. And then, well, I'm going to put myself in the hole with money. And then it's like, well, it's worth it. Just, or even ask for help. And I prayed about it. And then I talked to my mom about it, and she was actually, like, willing to help me out, because I just figured if I wanted to do something else so bad, I would try to make it happen. So why not do the same with this? Because I have begged my mom many times to go fly and visit my friend in Texas. But if I can't beg my mom to do something that's going to help me invest in myself and my business, my priority, I mean, I love my best friend, but priorities need to be weighed the same. I need to treat this business. It's not a hobby. Like, this is like a huge business retreat, like, to be able to go to, and I needed to make it happen. And so I just allowed myself to make it possible, and prayed about it and spoke it, manifested it, and yeah, we're going. And I paid for my plane ticket with my bonus, you guys. Like, I'm not Ruby yet, but like, the steps to getting Ruby is so exciting, and like, just know, like, all the little things mean huge steps for growth. Like, and it's just the beginning. Like, Ruby's just the beginning. So yeah, that's why I wanted to go to a conference, to see my girls and to promote, because I'm promoting. Last topic I have is, what spring is gonna look like to me. So I joined late spring last year, and so by the time next spring, it's gonna be almost a year, and it just shows me how much can change in a year, and you don't even think about it that much because we go day by day or looking back at each month. And even like things have changed each month from now, but like it doesn't really feel like it unless something drastic happens, but it's not often. That's not happening every single month. But just to see a year from now, or like from when I started, it's going to be crazy to think about, and just makes me thankful for what's to come. I can't really even fathom what spring's going to be like because I'm extremely grateful for these paychecks now that I'm like from my phone. I mean, we all work from our phone, but it's just hard to like comprehend sometimes that this is like real. So springtime to be making more money than I will be from being Ruby. I guess I really don't know. Like, it's one of the things I don't know how I'm gonna react, except for being thankful, and it's kind of hard to wrap my mind around. That's all. Do you have?
Sorry, I think I just hit a dead zone. Did you say that was it?
You're good. Yeah, I did. I said that was still.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm just gonna throw in a little bit about conference. In a nutshell, my paycheck went from $2,000 to $12,000. Really give you so many things you can do, and like, I mean, I could just talk for hours about that. But you guys, like, I mean, I didn't even know this was like last year is my first conference, and just like kind of speaking on that, I literally touched Danny in the face like 10 times. I was like, oh my God, you're real. And it was just weird because it's like these people that I see on Zoom all the time, and like, I don't know, it just like, it was crazy. But that's kind of my 2 cents. Mariah, if you don't have anything else to share, pour us your knowledge. I learned so much from this, so thank you. I'm sure everyone else did too. But that's everything for tonight. We can go ahead and stop this. And so, yeah.
I'll see you in the morning. You guys hop on a morning power hour. It starts your
Yes,
day
ma'am.
so amazing.